How's it going, everybody? This is Andy with Aston Valley Vapes, and today we're going to take a look at the brand new Joyetech Mini starter kit that comes with the Cuboid Mini atomizer and the Cuboid Mini itself. So to start out, we're going to take a quick look up close, see what it comes with, do a little unboxing. But before we do that, I just want to run down the basics of this mod. Internal battery, 80-watt device. It does have standard power mode, temperature control mode, bypass mode, and it does work in stainless steel, nickel, titanium, and it has TCR, so you can customize those settings as well. In temperature control, the minimum resistance is 0.05. In wattage and bypass mode, the minimum resistance is 0.1 ohms. The internal battery on the Cuboid Mini is 2400 milliamp hours, so it is a pretty big battery packed into a small compact device. The Cuboid Mini atomizer itself does hold 5 mils of e-liquid. Also, the Cuboid Mini tank itself is completely detachable, so it's easy to clean. The top base and the coil all come out, so it's easy to just pour some water in there, rinse it out real quick, let it dry. Good to go on that. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look close up at this, see what it comes with. Then we'll bring it back up top, talk about some additional features that this guy does have, because it has one feature that I absolutely love that I've never seen on a mod before, and we'll do pros and cons. So here we have the standard packaging for Joyetech, nothing special there. They do make a little advertisement note on here about the new Notch Coil, which is obviously included with this kit. You'll get your standard warranty card. Make sure you have an authentic device. Here's the actual mod itself along with the Cuboid Mini atomizer. What else do you got in here? So get the Cuboid Mini user manual, which comes with all the features, tells you how to use the device, get between different settings, modes, all of that good stuff. Joyetech actually does a pretty good job with her manuals, so that is a nice thing to have. Get another user manual for the Cuboid Mini atomizer. Also get a delrin drip tip in addition to the one that you get standard on this. And it also comes with an Allen wrench and some screws. That is to line up the Cuboid Mini atomizer if you ever do have a problem where it's not sitting flush, but that hasn't been a problem for me. But if it does become a problem for you, you do have the Allen wrench and some additional extra screws to easily switch that out. Also get a handful of coil options. There's 4 different coils right here, and you will get all 4 of those. That's great because you get to try out 4 of the different options. There are more options available, but this will give you a good idea of what you are looking for your Cuboid Mini atomizer. It does come with are the BF SS316 ohm direct lung coil. You will get the Notch Coil, which is a 2.5 or a point, which is a 0.25 ohm direct lung coil. You will get the Clapton 1.5 ohm coil, which is a mouth to lung coil, and you will get the BF RBA mouth to lung head vertical coil. Not only do you get 3 standard coils, you also get an RBA coil, so you can rebuild your own coils and scratch the entire need to purchase extra coils. That's fantastic. I'm really happy that Joyetech included with that. Joyetech has been on point overall with their devices lately, so this is a great addition and just a great overall move by Joyetech. You see the display, obviously it is that same screen on the VTC Mini and on the regular Cuboid. It does have this one button right here, and it's a very responsive button and keeps a nice and clean look on this mod. See how you can scroll pretty fast all the way through the menu settings, hitting left or right on this button to increase or decrease your wattage. And then you obviously have the fire button right here on this side of the mod. If you have used a VTC Mini or Cuboid, you will know how to navigate this menu just fine, but if you have not, we'll go over that. Obviously, as earlier I said, up and down is left and right on the one button down here. Fire button, 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. Between the different settings on here, you'll just hit that fire button 3 times quickly, and then you will hit up on the fire button, and you'll be able to switch through all of the modes, no problem at all. Now if you hit the fire button 3 times and hit down, you'll be able to go down to say to lock the resistance of your new coil and function through these other menu items. This little guy in the stealth mode, you're just going to hold the power button and down button at the same time. Stealth mode activated. That means when you vape and you hit that fire button, this screen is not going to display anything. To get it out of stealth mode, just hold down that down fire button again, and you will turn off the stealth mode. Screen here you can see it does show your current wattage setting, or here in temperature control it shows the volts, the resistance of the coil, and the current amperage, along with the battery life of the Cuboid Mini. Micro USB port on this mod is located on the side, and that is for charging and firmware updates. So let's bring it back up top and talk a little bit about my opinions on this and the pros, cons, price point, all of that fun stuff. So now that you've seen everything it does come with, let's talk a little bit more about this device. Is it a good device? Would I recommend it? All of those fun things. So start off, 80 watts in a compact little device like this is great. The actual design of this mod, it's going to be hit or miss. You're either going to like it or you're not. I personally am on that fence of liking it, just because it fits great in the hand. It's got these nice rounded corners, and it's a unique design. How many mods out there have you seen that look similar to this? So for pros and cons, let's start out with the cons first, get the bad out of the way. The only thing is, with this mod itself, there really isn't any cons that I can think of that are actual cons. There's some dislikes, but it's not a con. The only real dislike I would have would be the tank sitting on another mod itself, but that is the smallest little thing I could think of. It's very nitpicky. It's not a con at all. It will still sit on another mod. While it won't sit flush on most mods because of the unique design, you still can put it on another mod and use it on another mod. Now let's go into the long list of pros on this device. Pros: compact, sleek, and portable. It's very small, fits in your hand, easy to transport and take with you on the go. Pro number 2, which is probably my favorite, but it runs across the board on all of Joyetech's devices, is the ability to upgrade the firmware. They actually listen to the feedback from the vapors instead of just all these other companies. They give their feedback and it just gets thrown away. Joyetech listens to what the vapors want, and they try to implement that into their firmware upgrades, and then they push out a free firmware update that you can apply very easily via the micro USB. Third pro runs off that same topic, and this mod has a reset button on the bottom. So some people have bricked their mods by doing a firmware update and something goes wrong. While there is a quick fix for that, bricking your mod, a lot of people don't know about that and they might think their mod is actually dead. We'll cover that in another video. But if it is, instead of having to do anything on this guy, there's a reset button. So it's going to reset it to the firmware that it comes with. All you have to do for the reset is pop a pin in there, and then you will be good to go, and you will reset it back to the original firmware that came on this device. That's very nice to have if something for some reason does go wrong during your update. It's just a quick fix. Redo that update and you'll be good to go vaping on the latest firmware from Joyetech. Fourth pro: the coil options. There's currently 8 different coil options that work in this Cuboid Mini, which also works in the Cubis and the Joyetech AIO as well. But having a large number of coil options means there's always something for someone, and you can change it up. Smock did it extremely well with the TFV4. I want to say there's 15, 16, 17 coil options for the TFV4, and that's what Joyetech is doing with this. So instead of making a new style coil head for each single tank that comes out, some of these companies now are just releasing new coils upgraded. They'll go from the standard to the Clapton, something extremely nice as the Notch Coil. If you have a Cubis and you weren't liking the flavor, instead of having to go buy a new tank, you would just upgrade to the Notch Coil, get a 5-pack of that, and it will be like vaping on a brand new tank, which is fantastic. More companies need to take note of that. But that is definitely my 4th pro. 5th pro, I don't know, it should have been looped into that 4th pro right there, but it's the Notch Coil. These things are fantastic. They are better than the Cerakote coils from Horizon Tech. They're something about these guys is amazing. I can't wait till they release those Notch Coils by themselves, already out of the pre-built coil, so you can just hook it up to your RBA or RDA and be ready to vape from that fantastic flavor and vapor production that those Notch Coils produce. 6th pro would have to be the ability to clean this tank so easily. All you do is take it off the mod itself, screw out the top, wash it out, dump it out, let it dry for a little bit, and it's clean. One little thing I would like to touch on: if you are going to pick this up, just know that the coil head's attached to this top base right here. So if you get this, you open it up, you're like, how do I put that coil in there? How does that even work? It just attaches to the top base, screw the base in, and you're good to go. Another quick point running off of that is the e-liquid fill line. On this, there is no e-liquid fill line, so you do want to be careful about that, because if you overfill it, pop that top cap in here with the coil, fill it a little bit below the actual window screen here so you can see the e-liquid level. I would go a little bit below that top screen, pop the coil and screw it in, and it's set. That actually did just remind me of one more pro, is I have not had any leaking issues with this tank at all. As long as you fill it correctly, have the coil attached correctly, you're not going to have any leaking issues. So that is another pro to toss on there as well. In terms of the price of the Cuboid Mini, on AspenValleyVapes.com, we have them for $49.95 for the complete starter kit. Comes with the atomizer and the tank itself, along with all of the other things that you saw, and it does come in black, gold, white, and silver. There will be a link on the screen as well as in the description if you want to go check that out if you're thinking about picking one of these up. I'd also like to mention that we do have a giveaway going on right now on AspenValleyVapes.com for a Sigelei T150. You will find that link in the description as well. If you're watching this video after that giveaway has ended, it'll be for some new vaping gear. Not sure what it is yet, but it'll be for something good. That link will still take you to whatever giveaway we are currently running. So now we've talked about all of that, let's go ahead and see how it vapes. I'm in the Notch Coil right now, which is my favorite coil I have ever used in a tank itself. It is a fantastic coil. It's a 0.25 ohm. And let's go ahead and see how it vapes. Right now I've got it at 50 watts. So at 50 watts that is a good vape load, but let's bump it up to 70 and see how it performs. That vapor production at 70 watts on this Notch Coil is fantastic. I'm not a big fan of the heat at 70 watts, but that's a personal preference thing. If you do like that warmer vape, then it's definitely there. It's not too hot, it's just a little bit on that warmer scale up at 70 watts, which is the maximum range for this coil. This coil is recommended to be vaped anywhere 30 watts all the way up to 70 watts. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this? Would you have preferred it been a replaceable 18650 battery, or do you like the internal battery on this? I know that goes both ways for a lot of people, so I really want to know what your thoughts are. And if you do have any questions about this setup or anything vaping in general, leave a comment below and I will be happy to answer. That is going to wrap up this video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is greatly appreciated. We cover all of the latest vaping news and reviews, toss in a little bit of tutorials in there and some advocacy stuff as well. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and vape on.